Remember the teenager who was politicized because of an after-school fight? I mean, the AG came out saying, we're going to charge her as an adult. Put up the picture full mass. There will not be an adult charge in the Kaylee Gain case. A judge ruled that the 15-year-old Marnice DeClue, who was involved in a fight with 16-year-old Kaylee Gain, will not be tried as an adult after all evidence emerged. It emerged that she was being bullied. Disturbing videos showed DeClue repeatedly bashed Gain's head into the pavement, which resulted in her going into a coma. That was very sad and unfortunate, and a tragedy for that family. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. On May 10th, a St. Louis County judge heard all evidence on whether or not the teenager should be charged as an adult in the case. On Wednesday, the judge ruled that the suspect would not be charged as an adult and that the case would remain where it should be in juvenile court. The decision followed testimony from juvenile officer Rick Gaines earlier this month. And if you remember, the last time we reported on this, it was a direct plea to him in particular, because he has a lot of authority in the recommendation. He claimed that Gain was a serial bully who tormented DeClue. The deputy juvenile officer on the case conducted the certification investigation and recommended the judge keep her case within the system. Now, this is a different system than some other states, but basically this individual is chief investigator, okay? And his job is to certify an investigation based on his knowledge, his understanding, the interviews, et cetera. He certifies it, makes a recommendation to a judge, kind of like an ad litem. And when he makes that recommendation to the judge, well, the judge basically trusts it, okay? All right, there's more. The juvenile officer looked at the suspect's school records, the police report, and spoke with the 15-year-old and her parents multiple times since this happened in March. In the report, the juvenile officer said the 15-year-old had no history with the juvenile system. That was a rumor put out early. It was a lie. The 15-year-old's defense attorney, Greg Smith, drew attention to the fact that Gain was suspended previously for a fight and struck the 15-year-old first. Most of Smith's evidence focused on the 15-year-old's stable home life and good grades in school. Smith brought in the 15-year-old Spanish teacher to speak on how she is as a student. Gain's family attorney said Gain's family would respect the judge's decision regarding trying the 15-year-old as a juvenile or adult. The suspect's family claimed that the juvenile suspect had been acting in self-defense and that they received numerous racial threats after the incident. Gain, 16, was left severely injured in a fight on March 8th. She awoke from the coma days later, but still has a long road to recovery. Her family has said, my thoughts, prayers, and positive vibrations are with the child and the family. This was a tragedy. This was a tragedy. And technically it wasn't at the school, okay? Technically. This was one of those immature things that happens at schools, right? Mm-hmm. To politicize this, I'm talking about prosecutors getting involved, doing interviews, saying they're going to prosecute this to the fullest extent of the law, and they're going to prosecute this child as an adult. And then they came out and said it was racially motivated, meaning the black child decided to engage in this action because she was racist against white people. Completely inaccurate. Had nothing to do with race. Had everything to do with children disagreeing and working it out in an immature and inappropriate way. All right. All right. So this is, I guess, a victory of some sort because the family definitely didn't want their child to be tried as an adult. Republicans did. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, Once again, it is so terrifying to me the way that especially the right that claims to protect children, that claims to care about children's rights, is so quick to make children out to be enemies if they don't fit a particular identity that they support, right? So if it's Kyle Rittenhouse, that's a child. If it is a 15-year-old black girl, that's an adult. And this is racially motivated, right? If it's a trans teen who wins some sort of medal, oh, that person needs to be bullied. Yay, it's good that we boo this trans teen. Why do you all care what is going on between in a one particular high school between two particular students? I mean, and again, we're going to talk later in the show just how severe bullying can get. Yep. If this young woman, this 15-year-old girl, had no record of doing anything like this before, and this was an incredibly violent reaction, if in fact she was hit first, you can only imagine the kind of torment that she must have been going through to have such a reaction. So there's a lot more, Doc, that I feel like we're gonna learn in terms of what the parameters of that bullying are or were, and I'm sure that will play into, what kind of, whether it's suspension or whether it's, some kind of being reprimanded by the school administration. Honestly, that's for them to decide. This should never be a real national case, but people love to make it racial and they love to pick on young black girls and boys.
Yep, well said, and we will bring updates as they come, if they come.